Hello and welcome back to Triple Tech, and welcome to my after 1 year review of the Microsoft Lumia 640. Now, the one thing that I'm so impressed about this phone after so long is the value for money that this thing has. This thing is worth £100. I'm just going to check that actually. Hang on, bear with me. Yep. It costs about £120. Crazy. Now, compared to flagships, this obviously isn't the fastest. It's not the most snappy, and one example of this would be when taking pictures. When you take a picture, sometimes it literally takes about 5 seconds for it to take. It's so slow. But that's just taking pictures. For some reason, when you're using this thing normally, when you're browsing the internet, you're switching through apps, you're multitasking, it performs fine. It doesn't lag. Well, it does a little bit, a tiny bit, but not much that I would complain about. Especially for £120. Incredible, really, that how dealable it is to deal with, considering the price tag. The screen is a 720p screen, which, to be honest, for this size screen, I think it's a 5-inch screen. I'll have to check that. I think it is. For this size screen, that's kind of fine. I don't see really the need of going for such a high definition display, really. Well, obviously this is a cheap phone, but going for such a high resolution display on some of the new flagships, I don't see the point in. Obviously, I haven't seen them really. Well, I have seen a few of them, and they do look very crisp, but it's just not needed. I think a 1080p screen for a flagship phone would be fine, in my opinion. But of course, technology goes forward. Everyone's looking for the new thing, the new standard, if you will. There is one little sort of weird thing I've had with this phone, and it's not something that I don't think many people would think about when thinking about a phone. But a lot of people, when I'm talking to people on this phone, when I'm speaking to them, they always say, "Oh, you sound very sad. You don't sound very happy." And I don't know what it is, but I'm talking normally on another phone, say, and people think I sound normal and fine. But when I'm talking on this phone, people just seem to think that I sound sad or unhappy. Obviously, it's just I don't know, maybe something to do with the microphone or something. It's very strange. That's kind of the only weird thing I've had with this phone, really. Other than the odd sort of, I think it has crashed one or two times, a few times it's crashed, but when it sort of freezes for a second, then it goes black and restarts. But that's the same with my other phone, the 1520, the Nokia Lumia 1520. That's happened a few times on that. And that one's obviously a lot faster. It's a more expensive phone. So this is the 1520. This is a 6-inch display phone. This is sort of my secondary one, really. And this is the 5-inch 640. You can see it's got a fair difference in the inside. Now you can see from the B-roll that this thing is pretty bashed up. It's in almost it's in terrible condition, really. I haven't bothered to buy a case for this in the 1 year that I've had this. It's been dropped so many occasions onto hard floors, stones, things like that. I think it has also been chucked at a wall for some reason. Not sure why it's been chucked at a wall, but it has been. But surprisingly, this thing has survived. Microsoft have done well with keeping on what Nokia are known for, which of course is their build quality. Of course, going back to their old bricks, this thing basically is a modern day brick. I think it is absolutely, what's the word? Absolutely brick-like. Yeah. So I'm not sure what else I can really talk about, because this phone I've got this on a contract at the moment. I've got 2 years in total on the contract, and I've had 1 year so far, so I've got to have this for another year. So, and then I'll be upgrading to a new phone, hopefully. So, yes, I'll be using this for quite a bit longer, and I'm not having any problems with it so far. It's performing fine. So, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, for my watching my review after 1 year of the Nokia Lumia, Microsoft Lumia 640. Sorry, whoops. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. Do hit the like button down below if you like the video, and subscribe as well. That'd be most helpful. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.